30 miles, okay. And then you say, excuse me, I want the radio off. Oh, so now I just got to stare into space. You know, I just got to be driving quiet. And then I say, oh, so how's your morning? And they say, oh yeah, shush. I don't really want to talk. Shush. They give you the shush. So now I'm going to be carting you around, and I have got to not listen to any music, and I've got to be quiet. Oh, where does my mind will go? You know, my mind needs to be engaged a little bit. I need to be thinking about things. Of course, I should be thinking about the road, but you get what I'm saying. So this one is for your Ubers, Lyfts, and other ride sharing. Now this is both on the basis of you are the person ordering the Lyft, the Uber, or ride share, or sometimes, you know, you want to make a little extra money and you're the driver. Okay, there's been a stage in my life where I was the driver. Now, if you're in my car, I want to talk, but I also know that people are very much like, I'm gonna get in the car, I'm gonna take my Uber, my Lyft, and my rideshare, I'm gonna end up at my destination, and I don't wanna hear nothing. And you know, I just gotta say, if you ever do have a driver that does like to talk, don't complain about it, okay? Just like deal with it, okay? It is their car, they're not making that much money. You know, I remember when there was a huge fascination, there was like, oh my God, the Ubering is just a wonderful way to make extra holiday money, and you can make a ton of money and set your schedule. Yeah, and also ruin the tires on your car, also put miles on the car, wear and tear on the car, not to mention, you know, somebody getting in the ride share experience there, they open the door and they open it so quickly. I'm like, you know, easy. I know my car is a little bit less, it's not the nicest, but like, you know, take it easy. You see somebody with like, they just ate a cookie or something like that. They got like their hands are a little dirty. They're getting right in your car, touching everything. Oh, I just couldn't stand it. So my point is, and it's the question, as a customer, do you want your ride share driver to zip it? Or are you okay with them talking? I'm just gonna give a little bit, and again, it was so minimal, so I don't even know why I'm complaining about this, but you know what? We got the time. We have the time today. I'm gonna say, if that rideshare person is doing the driving and they want to make a little money and they want to say a thing or two in their car, by the way, let them. And I know that the rideshare apps, they do cater to like, oh, you could put a little notation like no talking, or I have to get on a phone call meeting or whatever the case. And I have no problem with that. If I'm driving you, I don't even know why I'm getting mad about this because I only did this for a brief amount of time, the rideshare driving, and made, you know, a couple extra bucks or whatever. But I did know that I didn't like when people got in the car and they just wanted to shush me. You're shushing me in my car. This is the perspective I got to give you. So the next time you want to shush somebody, I do understand, right? Now, if you have a meeting, I'm gonna shush all the way because I'm gonna be respectful of you're getting in the ride share, you are paying essentially, and you have a meeting. If you're, let's say you're off to the airport at like 4 in the morning or something like that, your goal was to get into the ride share, get to the airport, and you're maybe like taking a little nap. Of course, I'm not gonna be like, so what's up? You know, I'm not gonna like bug you and say, why are you sleeping? You know, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm talking when you're just sitting there, you're in the ride share with your hands that are full of cookie, like chocolate chip cookie dough or whatever, and you're touching all over the, you know, the back of my seat of my car. And then I'm gonna say, so how's your day? And they're gonna shush. There will be no shushing in my car. There will be no shushing. And in fact, I have another idea. Those who do the ride shares as the drivers, if somebody shushes you, I expect the customer to give you a tip. You're not gonna come in my car and tell me that I need to be shushed. You shush. And I'll give you another breakdown too. And this is, maybe I'm not the right person to say this because I'm not, like, I don't love driving whatsoever. You know, grew up in California, so there's a lot of driving. Spent about 7 years in New York, 0 driving, couldn't have been happier. My point is, there might be people who do love driving. So for them, maybe it's indifferent. You know, the person wants it quiet or they talk. Each option is fine. For me, as somebody who despises driving, but wanted to just make a couple extra bucks during the holiday season, one season, as a rideshare driver, because they made it sound like it was so fun and easy, and you set your own schedule and you make so much money. No, you don't. No, you don't. It was terrible. It was miserable. What a waste. I think I had to get new tires after that, you know. But the point is, I don't love driving, so I will be damned if I'm going to be commuting you around, even if it is the job. It is the job, right? Even if it is the job, I'll be damned if I'm gonna be, strenuously at the 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock position, jumping on highways, freeways, and all these different roads. And now I'm gonna be sitting there bored out of my mind because you got in the car and you got your ride share. Hey, we're off to LAX. Okay, I'll drive you to LAX. It's only gonna take 30 miles, okay. And then you say, excuse me, I want the radio off. Oh, so now I just gotta stare into space. I just gotta be driving quiet. And then I say, oh, so how's your morning? And they say, oh yeah, shush, I don't really wanna talk, shush. They give you the shush. So now I'm gonna be carting you around in the rideshare, in the Lyft, the Uber, and I have got to not listen to any music, and I've got to be quiet. Oh, where does my mind will go? My mind needs to be engaged a little bit. I need to be thinking about things. Of course, I should be thinking about the road, but you get what I'm saying. So this random rant, me sharing this is, kind of BS, because at the end of the day, there's more consumers of the ride shares, more people who get in the Lyft, the Uber, and get to the locations, and they have their little what they want. I'm just telling you, next time you get a little blunt and you're like, I want you to shush. Just understand, maybe the driver's lonely. Maybe he's tired. Maybe the person who is driving is frustrated, and they're like, why did I take this opportunity that's only putting miles on my car? Now I got to get an oil change and more gas money, and they don't pay you for gas money. Could you believe that? So yeah, I would love to know the opposing side too, from the rideshare drivers who still do it to this day, and it does work within their schedule, which is great, because then you could prioritize other things at a different schedule. And I know they have incentives or whatever, but for me, rideshare driving was the pits. There was no value to it, and I always think about, imagine all that wear and tear you put on your car. Now, I think that not all, but some of the rideshare apps, I think that they let you rent their rideshare car, but even then, now you're paying another fee, and then you're not really coming home with much. So yeah, not a big economic push on your great convenience schedule, little way to make extra money. I did it, I tried it, I'm proud of it, or whatever the case. I know people who still do it to this day, but yeah, my goal wasn't even about if I did it or not, and it was a cool experience, but it was more about, do what you do, but watch yourself when you do the shush. You don't know what that driver's been through all day. They could have been shushed 10 times today. And they could have wanted to put their music on to kind of help out that drive, because it's a little bit boring to drive all day. And then you said, excuse me, can we turn the radio off? I kind of want it silent. If you want it silent, get out of my car. Random observations. If you want to support this channel, we have over 1,000 pieces of content across several different channels. This is one of the ways that you could do it.
For more randomness, hit the Patreon at patreon.com/randomlyronniejr. Did you remember to like, comment, and subscribe? Oh, come on, stop being so lazy. This show has no budget, but whose fault is that if you don't like, comment, or subscribe?
Okay, I tell you, all this driving talk just makes me sick. I hate the traffic. Traffic. I do not like it. Makes me want to get up and go for a long walk. So I'm going to go for a walk. If you like the driving, car-dependent locations, that is wonderful. If you like to be in more of a walking environment, that's also good for you too. But I just thought this was such a funny thing for each and every person who gets in their rideshare and is like, don't say a word. Shush. I just thought it was one of those things for all of the people who, use the Lyfts and the Ubers and all the ride shares, how they're just so quick to be like, shush, 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 shush. And while you're at it, turn off the radio, just to know what it's like on the other side of that. The driver ain't making a ton of money. You know what I mean? The ride shares as a worker, they were not all they were cracked up to be. But maybe for someone else it was. It's all a different preference. And then maybe for someone it was a great resource. I don't know. Anyways, that was just what I thought. That was my random observation.
Hey, Ronnie Jr.